The dream of every basketball player is to make it to state. The Winnebago girls achieved that last season. They finished second at state in Class 2A.
The Indians lost some all-state caliber players from that team and their legendary head coach, but they're still one of the better teams in our area. Let's spend a few minutes with our new head coach, Zambrovitz, to learn more about this Bago team. How would you describe the Big Northern Conference this year in girls basketball?
Big Northern, it's tough. I mean, you look at from anywhere from Byron to Stillman, Oregon, anybody. I mean, Rock Falls, Genoa, everybody plays hard, and they all have a different style of play, so it's very tough to prepare for, and on any given night, anybody can really win.
You got two quality wins last week in non-conference games against Boylan and Lena Winslow. Those are two really good teams. What did it mean for your squad to defeat those two teams?
I tell you what, it meant a lot. I mean, Boylan's always, it's Boylan. Always. Lena Winslow's always had a pretty good program too. I remember when growing up, they were strong, and they're still strong. Coach Hutlocker and Coach Weston do a great job with their teams. But it was nice to finally get some wins, the wins that we really needed like that, and made the girls, I mean, you could just tell their confidence came. Down at the State Farm Classic, we were starting to turn that corner, and we were really coming together as a family. And it showed those two nights. They prepared us.
Everybody's aware of Campbell Schrank, what a talented player she is. Who else on this team, though, has really stepped up her game this year to help complement her?
Well, that's a tough one to say because last year I was just watching as an observer. But I think the whole team has actually stepped up. I mean, in practice-wise, when we get after it pretty hard and they're challenging her, Laney's doing a heck of a job at the point guard, being that floor general. Ella's doing a great job of not only just being a spot-up shooter, but she's attacking the basket as well. And on the defensive side, she's usually guarding the top girl. Jocelyn Harm, she's really stepped it up on the defense and offensive side. And it's nice to see her smile and having a lot of fun. But then we get down on the bench. I mean, we come back with Grace Herb and Marissa Rogensack. I mean, those two are tough as nails, and they just are all over the court. I mean, they're fun to watch.
You stepped into a program that was coming off a second-place finish in the state. Did you have to do a big reset and kind of start over after all that, or did some of that kind of carry over?
Well, the big question coming into this was, how will we have our senior leaders, and who will be those leaders? Because they've been with Mia and Renee and Sarah and Annika all those years. How are they going to be without those girls? And it's taken a little bit to adjust, but they are really finding themselves now. And I think it's going to be an exciting finish to the year with them because, you know, we talked about how season's winding down quick, and it's kind of hitting home, but they're really finding it.
Judy Krause was the coach here for a quarter of a century. She took that team to state last year. Those are pretty big shoes to fill. How challenging has that been for you?
It's been a real challenge. I've talked to her different times, so she's helped a little bit, and her assistant coaches keep in contact, and you just know that her longevity and her record speaks for itself, and the respect that she's had. And you just hope to get to that at some time. You always don't want to follow a legend's shoes, but sometimes you have to, and opportunity's there. But she's transitioned well with me and talked to me about the kids and things like that. So, and she just didn't walk just clearly away. She was there to help talk about the kids.
Have you kept in place a lot of the same systems that she had, or have you really changed up?
I try to stay away from any type of a zone, and sometimes they did some zones last year. We're still kind of running a motion set with lots of cuts with our base offense. Defensively, we still try to press and get after you as much as we can, as good as we can. But you can't always use the same person's, you want to always put your footprint on this program too.
Well, TJ has the passion for basketball and kids that makes him, I think, an excellent fit at Winnebago. So that program should continue to be strong with him in charge.